India's richest, the top 1% now hold more than 40% of the country's overall wealth, while the lower half of the population collectively owns just 3%. This is what an Oxfam research has now shown. Oxfam International, which released the India supplement to its annual inequality report on the first day of the World Economic Forum, stated that taxing India's top 10 earners at 5% might raise enough money to return children to schools. On gender inequality, the report said that female workers earned only 63 paise for every 1 rupee that a male worker earned. And according to Oxfam, Indian billionaires' wealth has jumped by a staggering 121% since the pandemic start, and this was until November last year. That underscores the rapid rise in the earnings of the richest during the toughest period in recent times. In contrast, nearly 64% of the total goods and services tax collections in 2021 to 22 came from the lower 50% of the population, while only 3% of the GST collection came from the top 10%. The total number of billionaires in India increased from 102 in 2020 to 166 in 2022, a near total of 63% jump. The aggregate wealth of India's top 100 has surpassed $660 billion, enough to cover the whole union budget for more than 18 months. Oxfam India has urged the finance minister to impose a one-time solidarity wealth tax and a windfall tax to put an end to the crisis of profiteering. It also demanded a permanent rise in taxes on the top 1%, with a focus on capital gains, which are taxed at lower rates than other types of income. Showing the growing disparity between the haves and the have-nots, a separate global survey showed just about 2 in 5 people think that their families will be better off in the future. The global survey also found the mistrust for institutions by low-income households has increased significantly. On the other hand, high-income households still broadly trust governments, businesses, media and NGOs, showing the class divide in the attitude. According to the Edelman Trust Barometer, economic pessimism was also at its highest in advanced economies like the US, Britain, Germany and Japan. What is more of bad news for households around the world, global employment growth is expected to halve this year, according to the International Labour Organization. The report also shows that the number of jobless is expected to rise by 3 million to 208 million this year, with firms focusing on lowering their costs globally, which has resulted in massive layoffs in recent months. It points to more hardship for common people and suggests job losses from the pandemic, which will not likely be recovered before 2025. All these concerns are a reflection of the profound uncertainty about the condition of the global economy that exists while the conflict in Ukraine rages on and central banks raise lending rates to combat inflation. It may enter a recession this year, the World Bank warned on Tuesday. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.